Let's look at this question. In an art exhibition held during the 70th Independence Day celebrations in Delhi, 5 portraits of well-known freedom fighters, namely Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Jawaharlal Nehru were displayed. All these portraits were of different colors: red, orange, blue, violet, pink, not necessarily in the same order. All these 5 portraits were displayed with a different number of storybooks, with each portrait having at least one storybook. So the standard response to this would be, we will create a table. There are 3 parameters given. The 3 parameters being name, color, and number of books. And you create a table like this, and you start working. 5 people, 5 columns, extra space at the bottom. The first data point is the number of storybooks displayed at the violet colored portrait was equal to 2/5 the absolute difference between the number of storybooks displayed at the portraits of Lala Lajpat Rai and Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. This is known, but you can't really capture it. Portraits of Lala Lajpat Rai and Jawaharlal Nehru were not of violet color. Can't really record this. The number of storybooks displayed at the blue colored portrait was 1/3 the sum of the number of storybooks displayed at the portraits of Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri. Again, seems very weird. Can't really record it. Portraits of Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri were not of blue color. Again, can't record it. The number of storybooks displayed at the Jawaharlal Nehru portrait was half the number of storybooks displayed at the pink colored portrait. Can't record it. Mahatma Gandhi's portrait was neither red nor violet. Can't record it. The number of storybooks displayed at the Jawaharlal Nehru portrait was equal to the sum of the number of storybooks displayed at the red and blue colored portraits. Can't record it. Jawaharlal Nehru's portrait was neither red nor blue. So now, can you see, while we have these 3 parameters, the number of books everywhere is somehow a mathematical expression that you have to solve for. And you don't really have precise information about who is what color. You have more information about who is not what color. Also, a brief glance at the questions will tell you something. The first question is about colors. The second question is about the number of storybooks displayed. Third question is about which of the following statements are necessarily true. About color, about color, about color. The fourth question is about color. So the number of storybooks isn't as important as determining the colors of different individuals. So with that in mind, instead of creating a table like this, we end up creating a table, 5 by 5 matrix of names and colors. 5 people involved were Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Jawaharlal Nehru. And the colors involved were red, orange, blue, violet, and pink. This is the primary information that we have to capture. Let's get to it. The number of storybooks displayed at violet colored portrait. This is about book numbers. Leave it. Portrait of Lala Lajpat Rai and Jawaharlal Nehru were not of violet color. So these 2 are definitely not violet. Next, the number of storybooks displayed at the blue colored portrait was 1/3 the sum of the number of storybooks displayed at the portraits of Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri. Don't really know. But fourth point, portraits of Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri were not of blue color. They were not of blue color. Okay. Now this point is the funny intersection. The number of storybooks displayed at Jawaharlal Nehru portrait was half the number of storybooks displayed at the pink colored portrait. Can I say that means Jawaharlal Nehru and the pink colored portrait are definitely distinct? I can remove pink as a possibility for Jawaharlal Nehru. Next, Mahatma Gandhi's portrait was neither red nor violet. Neither red nor violet. Okay. The number of storybooks displayed at Jawaharlal Nehru's portrait was equal to the sum of number of storybooks displayed at the red and blue colored portraits. Okay. So it is equal to the number of red and blue colored portraits. but can't really record it anywhere. Next is Jawaharlal Nehru's portrait was neither red nor Jawaharlal Nehru's portrait is neither red nor blue. And finally, we have something. We have something specific. Now, for Jawaharlal Nehru, the only color that his portrait can take is orange. This will enable us to cancel out orange for everyone else. But for Mahatma Gandhi, blue and pink both survive. For Bhagat Singh, red, violet, and pink survive. For Lal Bahadur Shastri, red, violet, and pink survive. For Lala Rajpat Rai, red, blue, and pink survive. For the others, we can't be certain what is the color of the portrait that they have. But for Jawaharlal Nehru, we are absolutely certain it has to be orange. So, with this in mind, we go to working. We go to working for individual questions. Colors of how many portraits can be determined uniquely? Just for one portrait, just for Jawaharlal Nehru's portrait, we can be sure what is the color of the portrait. Okay. Next, if Lal Bahadur Shastri's portrait was of pink color and the absolute, okay, so because this is a case, Lal Bahadur Shastri's portrait was of pink color. If this is of pink color, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, and this is gone. Now look at the violet column. It has to have a tick. So this comes here, this goes here, this goes here. Now for the red column, there has to be a tick. Goes here. There has to be a tick. We have unique color identified, unique colors identified for everyone. We have unique colors identified for everyone. Okay. Next is Lal Bahadur Shastri's portrait was pink. We have that. And the absolute difference between the number of storybooks displayed at Lala Lajpat Rai portrait and Jawaharlal Nehru portrait was 10. So if this is x, this is either x plus 10. This is either x plus 10 or this is x minus 10. The absolute difference between the number of books held by Jawaharlal Nehru and Lala Lajpat Rai is 10. This is told to us. Find the number of storybooks displayed at Mahatma Gandhi. Now, the Mahatma Gandhi portrait is the blue portrait. Mahatma Gandhi portrait is the blue portrait. This point is relevant here. The number of storybooks displayed at the Jawaharlal Nehru portrait was equal to the sum of number of storybooks displayed at the red and blue colored portraits. Who has the red colored portrait? Lala Lajpat Rai. Who has the blue colored portrait? Mahatma Gandhi. So, the number of books for Jawaharlal Nehru has to be equal to number of books for Lala Lajpat Rai plus Mahatma Gandhi books. Now, if Lala Lajpat Rai was a number, if Jawaharlal Nehru was x minus 10, Lala Lajpat Rai would already be greater than Jawaharlal Nehru. If Jawaharlal Nehru was x minus 10, Lala Lajpat Rai would already be greater than that. So that is not possible. That is not possible. The only way it works is if Jawaharlal Nehru is x plus 10. So if he is x plus 10 and Lala Lajpat Rai is x, the number of books available with Mahatma Gandhi or the blue colored portrait has to be 10. And therefore, the answer to this question has to be option A. But pay attention, this was only valid for this particular case. This was only valid for this particular case where we have red markings available. When we look at the subsequent question, this red marking is not really set in stone. This is not really known to us in a guaranteed fashion. Let us go ahead, delete all this out. You may choose not to delete it either, but I am choosing to delete it. Let's see. Question 3. Which of the following statements are necessarily true? They have to be true. The violet colored portrait could not be Lala Lajpat Rai, Jawaharlal Nehru, or Mahatma Gandhi. See, the three people that had been ruled out as violet were Mahatma Gandhi, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Jawaharlal Nehru. So yes, this statement is necessarily true. Next, the blue colored portrait could be of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur Shastri, it cannot be blue. We have ruled that out. So this is not true. This is false. Then the red colored portrait could not be of Lala Lajpat Rai. Red still has a possibility of Lala Lajpat Rai. In fact, if you remember the case that we had created for question 2, Lala Lajpat Rai was eventually turning out to be red. So even this is false. So out of the three statements, which is necessarily true? Option A, only one. Fourth question. Which of the following statements are required to uniquely determine colors of all portraits? First is Lal Lajpat Rai is red. So what does this do? If this gives me red, I can rule this out. I can rule this out, which would give me blue is Mahatma Gandhi. I'm just saying, if this is red, this is crossed out. This becomes blue. This becomes crossed out. This becomes crossed out. And this becomes crossed out. And this becomes crossed out. So statement 1 in isolation only leaves me in limbo about Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri. It only leaves me in limbo for Bhagat Singh and Lal Bahadur Shastri. But for the other three, I'm able to figure it out. So this gives me partial information. Second statement is portrait of Bhagat Singh is not pink colored. Okay. But when I'm looking at statement 2, I will not look at this red case. Bhagat Singh is not pink colored. If Bhagat Singh is not pink colored, it does not give me any work. Okay, Bhagat Singh is not pink colored. I am done. Nothing extra I can do. So even statement 2 by in isolation is not enough. Statement 3, portrait of Mahatma Gandhi is not orange. This is absolutely a useless piece of information. I already know Jawaharlal Nehru is orange. So this statement does not give me any new information. This is useless. So now the only option left for us to check is checking statement 1 and 2 together. Statement 1 said Lala Lajpat Rai was red. So this is great. This is gone. This is gone. Mahatma Gandhi had to turn out to be blue. This is gone. And now because Bhagat Singh is not pink colored, Bhagat Singh has to be violet. And the only person who can be pink is Lal Bahadur Shastri. And now we have uniquely identified the color for all 5 people. So which of the following statements are required to uniquely determine color for all portraits? Only 1 and 2. Option B will be the answer to this set. This is a wonderful set in the sense that the standard responses, the 3 parameters, let's make a table, capture all 3 parameters. But then you realize one of the parameters is not as important as the other 2 because most questions are about the first 2 parameters only. Number of books has only 1 question. So if you focus on the first 2 parameters and create a table like this, it would be easier to handle. That will be all for this set.